So, NaNoWriMo had found themselves in hot water recently due to their stance on AI. 3 days ago, they posted this statement on what they think about AI usage in writing, and it reads as if it was written by ChatGPT and then just not read by anyone before being posted. Because clearly, if a human being read it, they probably would have thought twice before posting it. The statement reads, NaNoWriMo does not explicitly support any specific approach to writing, nor does it explicitly condemn any approach, including the use of AI. NaNoWriMo's mission is to provide the structure, community, and encouragement to help people use their voices, achieve creative goals, and build new worlds on and off the page. We fulfill our mission by supporting the humans doing the writing. You see, the problem with the statement is when people use AI such as ChatGPT to do the writing, they're not doing the writing. They're giving a prompt to the machine to do the writing for them. That would be an equivalent of you hiring a ghostwriter to write an essay for you and then not considering that to be cheating. Like, I'm pretty sure any teacher in their right mind would agree that that would be a form of academic dishonesty. In order to be a writer, one needs to, actually write. I honestly don't understand how the board of professional writers fail to grasp that simple fact. The statement goes on to say, we also want to be clear in our belief that the categorical condemnation of AI has classist and ableist undertones, and that questions around the use of AI tie to questions around privilege. And noting all of the different poor and disabled authors out there who are very upset with this statement, this is the most tone-deaf thing that NaNoWriMo could have written. To say that people who are disabled physically or mentally are incapable of writing is what is ableist, because that is essentially what you're saying, since, as we have previously established, simply typing in a prompt in ChatGPT isn't writing. Now, to be fair, there are certain technologies, such as speech-to-text, where you're just saying something and the computer or a phone just transcribes everything that you're saying, could be very beneficial to help authors who are disabled write. But the problem is, NaNoWriMo does not specify what it means by AI. So because it fails to do that, I'm going by the most general interpretation, which would include tools such as ChatGPT. And that would be the tool that most people would think about. And the whole classist and ableist argument, in my opinion, was just done in bad faith. Because the best way to shut down an argument is to accuse the other side of being classist, ableist, sexist, and any other form of ist that you can come up with. Then they went over each of the specific points, starting with classism. Not all writers have the financial ability to hire humans to help at certain phases of their writing. For some writers, the decision to use AI is a practical, not an ideological one. The financial ability to engage a human for feedback and review assumes a level of privilege that not all community members possess. Yeah, if only somebody came up with an idea where they can get a community of writers together so that they can share their writing with each other and give each other feedback for free. Oh wait, you were supposed to be that community. Then they go on to talk about the issues with the publishing industry and how some minorities have less access to traditional publishing, which as a result means that they do not have the same access to editors and other resources, which, is true, but at the same time is completely irrelevant, because NaNoWriMo is mostly meant for hobbyists, the majority of which do not even plan on publishing their books. But to address the whole thread publishing point, yeah, it is an issue, but the solution to that issue is not ChatGPT. And they decided to concede that there are bad actors in the space, but they refuse to define what it means to be a bad actor when it comes to the use of AI, which case uses and which specific tools should be allowed and which ones shouldn't is still up in the air, because they don't want to take a stand on it, because they have some, let's just say, conflicting interests. I honestly am not sure why NaNoWriMo thought that this was a good idea, since allowing for the use of AI in the challenge destroys the whole point of a challenge. The point of the challenge is to write 50,000 words in 1 month of November. The thing is that if you're allowed to use AI, you can just complete the challenge within 10 minutes by asking ChatGPT to write 50,000 words. And, the point of a challenge is that it's supposed to be challenging. For full disclosure, I did play around with some AI tools just when they came out. Not for writing, but when it comes to AI art, in the pre-Stable Diffusion days. And I at first did not see it that way because the tools were not sophisticated enough and you just had to do a lot of grunt work to get them to work. But now the tools are getting to the point where it's difficult to argue that they are tools. They seem to be something more than that. And I also do recognize that this conversation is more nuanced and there is more of a gray area here. But again, somebody needs to define the rules here. And unless the rules are defined, anything goes, which is pretty much what this message says.